Hi, I'm Silver. Welcome to my channel. I'm a born clairvoyant and now I help with women's spirituality. And we're talking about dark nights of the soul today. If you've never heard that term before, it really is as simple as it sounds. It means that you have gone through a period in your life that has been one of hardest times of your life, a circumstance within or outside yourself where you were honestly, if you believe in a higher power, like begging. Maybe it's like the first time you ever prayed, but you're like fairly certain you're not gonna make it through. That's how hard it is. Maybe you're somebody who has been through several of these dark nights of the soul. Or maybe you're somebody who has been through an absurd amount of dark nights of the soul. My main message today that I want to give you guys is that, especially for like the lifers out there who've been dark night of the souling it since the crib, it feels like, you are the very antithesis of a victim. And this is what I really want to get into today. And this is really weird because it came from watching a clip about acting, because I'm obsessed with movies and stuff. And there was like this little clip of Batman. And I was like, dang, that's perfect analogy. He went through like an unimaginable tragedy with his parents as a kid. And basically it scarred and shaped him for the rest of his life. It indelibly imprinted his essence and his character and his sense of purpose. He was forever changed. It was that deep a scar. But Bruce Wayne, is that his name? Sure, I don't know. Okay, but like if the man, the human normal man, had never gone through that dark night of the soul, there would be no the Batman. He would never have continued on and gained all of the incredible gadgets, that the Batmobile, the Bat motorcycle, his flying cape, and his trusted new greatest friend, Robin. He never would have had any of that if he hadn't endured his own dark night of the soul. And I think for a lot of the people who are watching this video, they're gonna be like, cool, one? Yeah. So I'm kind of like that too. I'm like, one, that's so nice for you. But that's cool. We'll just let that go. We'll let that go. Yeah. Because we don't want to get into like a competition thing. That's totally unhelpful. So Mary Magdalene often channels through me this quote. And usually it's when I'm not meditating enough actually, but she will say, the deeper the roots, the taller the tree. And again, that's like usually when I need to be meditating more, I need to be grounding myself more, because typically and personally, I like to be like up here and like half out of my body and like looking at everything around me and not like in my body in the 3D, which is why we're all here. We're committed to this incarnation for a variety of reasons. So yesterday, this was so crazy. I actually found a quote from like one of my best spirit guides who I adore, Carl Jung. And I could not believe it because it was so close to what I've been hearing from Mary Magdalene. And I'm going to paraphrase this, absolutely paraphrase it. But he basically said, for any tree to reach heaven, its roots must touch hell. Again, probably butchered, but that was the essence of the quote. And I was like, yes. Again, no matter how many dark nights of the soul that you've persevered, because if you're watching, you still might be in it, but you're alive and breathing and watching this. Or you can say, yeah, that's in my back view mirror, and I persevered. And now you're like an activated sleeper agent for like the force of good. You are extraordinary now. Because of your experience, you wield wisdom, and you wield it like how medieval knights used to wear armor and a sword and a shield. Like you are enshrouded in like unquantifiable wisdom, and you are now armed with an intuition and a discernment that is absolutely been forged in the utmost heat of the human experience and is now strong as steel. There's nothing ordinary about you. And I say this to you, even if you are someone who is in the middle of this. Because truthfully, if you are in the middle of this, it likely seems like it won't ever end. But that's the great ass thing about linear time, which we've all agreed to. It will. Everything here in this dimension is finite. There will be an end. You can hurry up that end by praying your ass off. And if there's another person involved, especially by praying for forgiveness. Not to be like a goody-goody like two shoes, but I'm talking about like because you want to die or you think you are gonna die, you're not gonna make it. Like I'm not talking about like be a good person. I'm talking about like your ass is on fire. You really don't know if you can psychologically or physically make it. And praying, and also praying for the ability to forgive, has saved my life. But this is the other deal. Not only is your intuition and your discernment honed in a way that other people will never experience. Now, because of whatever circumstance dragged you down to those depths, you will now identify all those red flags, whether they are internal or external. You will now identify them before they take root, and you will course correct, avoiding the dark night entirely. That's a freaking superpower. But the irony is you can only have those kind of goggles if you've been through one yourself. And the noblest part of this, of being someone who's been through a dark night of the soul, and I say this with like a fat asterisk, because some people don't want help, some people won't acknowledge or see that they need help. And for some people, it really just is in their divine plan to have this experience, and it doesn't matter what you say or do. But there are those occasions when somebody, because of your experience, who is willing to hear out someone else's learned advice, you have the ability to potentially assist someone from crashing and burning in the complete and total disastrous way that we have. Having been through many dark nights of the soul, I can see, if you look back and ruminate, I can feel like self-pity starting to creep in there. And that's definitely not what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep ourselves in the present moment and look at how resilient we are and how strong we stand, knowing not like a better or a less than, but knowing we have been to hell and back. Most of us more than once, but we're here and we're still committed. So in that way, and this is, oh, there's a hummingbird. Okay, so shamanic medicine, hummingbird, it's pretty straightforward, metaphorical, but it is like only forward motion and appreciating the beauty, no matter how small, and calling a gem a gem. So that's pretty amazing. I haven't seen a hummingbird at my house, I don't think since I moved in, which is like 6 years ago. As people who have a very well-forged and well-honed intuition and discernment and empathy, I don't feel like this is out of proportion to say that we all have an ability to be a blessing. I mean, like, I pray that this happens, like that we have the chance and the opportunity to help another woman or another man by the wisdom we've gleaned from our experiences. I hope it was a little bit of an uplift and a reframe. The Batman thing like really jogged me. So yes, please subscribe. Also, if you want to talk about topics like this, you can definitely join my Patreon group. We meet once a month for 2 hours. And you guys choose the topic. So that's anything from like deepening your intuition or your multidimensional skills or channeling a certain being or just doing personal readings. If you're interested in that, you can go to Patreon Rogue Yogi. It's awesome. And the women in there are exceptional. Like totally non-judgmental. They're all trustworthy and they trust. And it's a freaking great monthly circle we have. So that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.